This is your weekly report on corruption in the Philippine government. A barangay captain here was shot dead on Friday, December 1st. Police identified the fatality as Isabela Obiong Molina, 55, captain of Barangay Coit. Investigation said the victim was driving his motorcycle on the barangay road towards the barangay hall at around 7 am when gunmen on board a motorcycle appeared and fired at the victim. Molina died on the spot from multiple bullet wounds. Zamboanga City Police Chief Police Colonel Alexander Lorenzo said Molina was threatened over his candidacy in the recent barangay and Sangguniang Capitan elections. Mayor John Dalip has ordered Lorenzo to conduct a deep, thorough, and swift probe to identify and arrest the suspects. A village chief in Marcos town in Ilocos Norte province was shot and killed on Friday while on her way home, police said in a report Saturday, December 2nd. Helen Abrigado, the re-elected chief of Ferdinand village, was killed by two unidentified suspects riding in tandem on a motorcycle while she was aboard a Mitsubishi L300FB truck owned by her village and driven by Councillor Carlo Bagayoizan. The police report said, in an initial investigation, Abrigado's vehicle was traversing Barangay Tabakbak in Marcos when she was attacked at 9:50 p.m. Abrigado was on a convoy with barangay health workers and other village officials during the incident after they reportedly attended the Christmas season kickoff in their town at the municipal hall on Friday night. Abrigado officially assumed her duties as village chief on Friday after she won the 30th of October barangay and Sangguniang Capitan elections. The suspects followed Abrigado and Bagayoizan's vehicle, then overtook them and fired at least 4 times at the passenger side where the victim was seated. According to investigators, Abrigado suffered multiple gunshots on the right portion of her body. She was taken to a nearby hospital but died on the way. There were other people sitting at the back portion of the multi-cab where Abrigado was boarded but they were not hurt. Abrigado's driver, Bagayoizan, was also unhurt, the police said. The police said they had launched a hot pursuit operation to capture the suspects. An outgoing Sangguniang Capitan chairman from San Juan City was arrested for allegedly molesting a newly elected SK councillor in a resort here on Thursday morning, November 30th. Police said the victim, Joyce, was inside her room looking for a car key when the suspect, Jovha, entered and locked the door. The suspect hugged and kissed her and tried to undress her but the victim resisted and was able to get out of the room. She reported the incident to her colleagues who assisted her in filing a complaint with the police. Police arrested the suspect who is facing appropriate charges. The victim and the suspect had just concluded a 3-day mandatory training for SK officials when the incident happened. A village chief was critically wounded in a shooting incident on Saturday in the Zamboanga Peninsula region, according to police reports. Jerry Olair, the village chief of Barangay Poblacion in Gipus Town, Zamboanga del Sur, was shot by 2 individuals on a motorcycle around 11:55 am. Olair was immediately transported to a hospital in Pagadian City, where he remains in critical condition. Gipus Mayor Vicente Cajita said that Olair and his companions were waiting by the roadside to catch a passenger vehicle when the assailants attacked. Captain Roger Apdua, the Gipus police chief, said that Olair's companions engaged with the gunmen, resulting in the arrest of one assailant and the death of the other. Apdua said the gunman was killed with his own firearm, but it is still unclear who fired the fatal shot. He said they are still investigating the details of the incident. The Office of the Ombudsman has ordered a 6-month suspension without pay of lawyer Alfaga Triambulo, Inspector General of Philippine National Police, Internal Affairs Service in connection with a sexual harassment complaint filed by his subordinate, asserting Genevieve Lipura. PNP spokesperson Colonel Jean Fajardo confirmed to reporters the receipt of the Ombudsman's suspension order Friday night. The 23-page suspension order, signed by Ombudsman Samuel Martires on November 21st, was in connection with the complaint of violation of the sexual harassment and safe spaces laws filed by Lipura in the 20th of September 22. In its order, the Ombudsman found Triambulo guilty of the administrative offences of grave misconduct and gross incompetence but dismissed the criminal aspect of the complaint, including the falsification of public documents. The Sandigan Bayan has affirmed the conviction of the assistant municipal treasurer of Pagsanjan town in Laguna for malversation of public funds involving 483,529 pesos in 2005, affirmed with the 16th of December, 2021 decision of the Santa Cruz, Laguna Regional Trial Court, which sentenced Elizalde G. Gabalano to imprisonment ranging from 4 to 11 years with perpetual disqualification to hold public office. He was also ordered to pay a fine of 483,529 pesos. Gabalano appealed the RTC's decision before the Sandigan Bayan. He claimed that the Commission on Audit merely stated in its reports that there was a cash shortage of 483,529 pesos, but there was no explanation as to whether the money was indeed funds of the municipality. He also alleged that since there was no proof that the funds were indeed public in character, it follows that there was no proof he received the amount. But the Sandigan Bayan denied his allegations. Evidence on records show that the shortage on the accountabilities of accused Gabalano was based on official receipts which were recorded in the cash book, and his remittances in the land bank were verified, the court said. After a thorough review of the records of this case, the evidence presented in the quota quo, and the arguments put forth by the parties in their respective briefs in accordance with the well-settled rule that the appeal confers the appellate court full jurisdiction over the case and renders such court competent to examine records, the court resolves to affirm the RTC's judgment of conviction of accused appellant beyond reasonable doubt of the crime of malversation of public funds. It ruled. 2 village watchmen in Basilan province were killed in an ambush on Saturday morning in Uncayapucan town. Former Uncayapucan Mayor Joel Macharan said the village watchmen of Barangay Bohisuayak were ambushed in Sitio Dekdep as they were on their way to attend the wedding of a family member. Macharan added that those killed were associated with the newly elected village chief of Bohisuayak, Brigadier General Alvin Luzon, commander of the Army's 101st Infantry Brigade, said that it was not an ambush but a confirmed shooting at 8:50 am that left 2 dead. Citing the accounts of locals, Luzon said 3 armed men attacked Saddam Ima, 35, and Nuhal Pala, 29, who were riding a black motorcycle. Ima and Pala sustained multiple gunshot wounds, resulting in their immediate deaths. Luzon said the victims were going to Barangay Tongbato to attend a wedding celebration of the Moto family. According to the statement of Amal Pala, a witness to the incident, a certain Akbar Salam together with 2 unidentified perpetrators fired towards the victims using an M16 rifle, Luzon said, citing reports from their ground unit. The shooting is believed to be rooted in an unresolved Rido or clan feud. The Manila Police District reported on Wednesday, December 6, that it arrested an employee of the National Bureau of Investigation after shooting his neighbor to death in Tondo, Manila on the 3rd of December. The MPD identified the suspect as Rigor Almodovar, 55, a resident of Dagupan Extension in Tondo. According to the police report, the victim, Elma Resurrection, went outside their house in Barangay 161 in Tondo at around 9:45 p.m. for his regular night walk. Authorities said that based on the closed-circuit television footage, the victim was seen walking towards the suspect, who was talking to another man. They added that the victim was also seen putting his arms around the suspect's shoulder and having a conversation. After a few minutes, the two suddenly engaged into a fist fight. Several bystanders tried to pacify them, but the suspect pulled out an unknown firearm from his waist. Police said that the victim ran to the suspect and scuffled with him over the gun. The suspect was able to pull the trigger, hitting the victim several times in the different parts of his body. The victim was rushed to hospital NG Tondo but was announced dead at 10:10 p.m. The suspect is now under police custody and will face charges for murder. The Sandigan Bayan stood pat on its decision that affirmed the conviction for graft and malversation of a former barangay chairman in Capalong, David Del Norte, in the sale of a dump truck owned by his village in 2006, affirmed with the conviction of Arthur B. Lontok, chairman of Barangay Pagasa in Capalong town. He had been convicted by the Tagum City Regional Trial Court. He appealed his case to the Sandigan Bayan, which affirmed the RTC's ruling last the 19th of September. He filed a motion for reconsideration. The criminal charge against Lontok stated that he sold the barangay's dump truck to a certain Felix Sibonga for 77,000 pesos. However, Prosecutors said he used the proceeds of the sale for his personal use. In his motion for reconsideration, Lontoc reiterated that he secured the consent of the former municipal officer of the Department of the Interior and local government in the disposal of the dump truck through a negotiated sale. He also said that he sent a letter to the Commission on Audit on the negotiated sale, but he did not get a reply. Thus, he claimed, there was no ill motive or bad faith in the sale. In denying Lontoc's motion, the Sandigan said, in sum, this court is not persuaded by accused appellant's arguments in its motion for reconsideration. All arguments therein have already been thoroughly discussed in the assailed decision. Hence, we do not see any compelling reason to modify or reverse our decision dated the 19th of September, 2023. That's all for this week. I'll see you next week with more stories of corruption and foolishness within the Philippine government.